Welcome to Animal a Day. 10 animals that will probably go extinct in your lifetime. Today we will be counting down from highest amount currently alive to the lowest, the species that face complete and imminent destruction. This is not a complete list of animals soon to be gone. It is only a sampling. The ones at the top of this list may have some hope left, however small that is. But the ones at the bottom, well, there's no going back at this point. They are doomed. They will be the final generation. Number 10. The red wolf. The red wolf is a species of wolf closely related to gray wolves and coyotes. They were once found wildly throughout almost half of the continental United States. From Massachusetts all the way down to Florida, and as far west as parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Illinois. There is now only one small wild population in eastern North Carolina. They are smaller than gray wolves and weigh between 50 to 85 pounds or 23 to 39 kilograms when fully grown. They measure around 5 feet or 1.5 meters long. They have thin legs and bigger ears in proportion to their bodies compared to gray wolves and coyotes, and their coat of fur is lighter and more reddish in color than gray wolves. The red wolves nearly became extinct in the last century after large amounts of habitat loss, predator killing programs, and intermixing with coyotes. Some think that interbreeding with coyotes was the biggest factor for their decline and the biggest threat to their wild restoration. Conservation efforts for them have been around since the 70s. They captured 400 of them, but only 14 were pureblood and able to breed. Those first 14 wolves only had the genetic diversity of 8 wolves. After many decades, not much progress has been made. Introducing them back into the wild has largely failed. A lot of the red wolves die fairly quickly or continue to interbreed with coyotes. Currently, there are only about 240 of these wolves in captivity and breeding programs, and wildly, only about 20 in a small area on the eastern coast of North Carolina. 9. Guam Kingfisher. The Guam Kingfisher is a medium-sized bird native to the island of Guam. These pretty birds have a bright orange head and body with cobalt back and wing feathers. Adults measure up to 9 inches or 24 centimeters. They are a type of kingfisher, which is a species of bird with a long, sharp beak and renowned for their incredible fishing ability, hence the name. By 1988, Guam kingfishers became extinct in their natural habitat of Guam because of the invasive brown tree snake species. It seems that the brown tree snakes were introduced to Guam by accident and have since caused quite a bit of havoc upon the island, causing local extinction to many species. The only living Guam kingfishers are now in captivity and total around 140 individuals. The over 30 years of efforts to revive this species and reintroduce them to the wild has shown little results. It's only a matter of time before it's too late for this species. 8. Amur Leopard. Amur leopards are a subspecies of leopard that used to live wildly in southeast Russia, northeast China, North Korea, and South Korea. Now, only a small group live around a section of the border between China and Russia. They are a little over 2 feet or 64 centimeters tall and about 4 feet or 122 centimeters long. Their fur is mainly what distinguishes them from other leopard species. It's much lighter in color and thicker than that of other leopards. It's more noticeable in winter, and when summer comes around, their coats become more bright and colorful. Humans have both directly and indirectly caused their downfall. Illegal poaching, forest fires, and habitat loss for human use have all contributed. Only about 110 now exist in the wild, though there are more in captivity. And luckily, their wild population has slowly been growing for the last few years. Because of the low number of these leopards, their genetic diversity is very bad and inbreeding is rampant. Their population would have to be carefully controlled for them to truly bounce back and become stable. 7. Sumatran Rhino. The Sumatran rhino is one of the 5 currently alive species of rhinoceros that was native to parts of Asia and the South Pacific Islands. Sumatran rhinos are the smallest rhino species, with them measuring about 4 feet or 122 centimeters tall and about 9 feet or 3 meters long. All rhinos have a little bit of hair in their ears and on their tails, but the Sumatran rhinos are unique in that they are covered in brown hair throughout most of their bodies. Illegal logging and poaching has decimated this species. The high value of their horns, meat, and other body parts has caused their local extinctions in many countries. And the high value of wood from certain trees has destroyed their homes too. Now there are only a few small groups in Borneo and Sumatra, totaling about 80 rhinos. The Bornean rhino, which is a subspecies of them, are doing even worse. There are only a few dozen thought to be left in the wild. 6. Northern Sportive Lemur. The northern sportive lemur is one of the smallest types of lemurs and is native to the northern tip of Madagascar. They grow to be about 21 inches or 53 centimeters in height and weigh less than 2 pounds or 1 kilogram. They have brown or gray fur with a bat-like face and amber-colored eyes. Sportive is included in their name because they assume a fighting position similar to a boxing stance when threatened. Owls, falcons, and snakes like the Malagasy tree boa prey on them. These predators, along with slow reproduction and human activities like charcoal production and illegal poaching, have taken a huge toll on their population. Estimates vary, but some say there are less than 50 left in the wild. 5. Hainan black-crested gibbon. Hainan black-crested gibbons are a primate species only found in a very small area on Hainan Island, which is the southernmost province of China. They have super fluffy faces and a cool form of sexual dimorphism. The males are completely black from head to toe, while the females are mostly cream-colored except for their faces and a black spot on top of their heads. They usually weigh less than 30 pounds or 14 kilograms and measure less than 2 feet or 61 centimeters. They like to perform singing rituals. They do this for fun and for social reasons. Slow reproduction, poaching, and illegal deforestation and paper mills have drastically reduced their numbers. In the mid-20th century, there was thought to be several thousand of them left on the island. At last count, which was several years ago now, only 22 of these gibbons remained on the island. 4. Asiatic Cheetah. The Asiatic cheetah is a subspecies of cheetah that once lived throughout India and the Middle East. Now only a small population live in Iran. They measure about 4 feet or 122 centimeters long and weigh around 100 pounds or 45 kilograms. They are the smallest subspecies of cheetah and usually have more fur on their necks and stomachs than the others. Their fur is also paler than the rest. Many reasons have caused their numbers to dwindle. Political instability, mining, prey reduction, habitat loss, road accidents, and uncontrolled hunting. Humans are the root cause of every one of those reasons. After all those things, and as of this year, it is believed there are only 12 left in existence in Iran. 3. Vaquita. Vaquitas are the smallest species of porpoise and are exclusive to the northernmost waters of the Gulf of California in Mexico. Their average size is less than 5 feet or 1.5 meters long. They have a gray back, white underbelly, and some black spots and streaks. They also have a stubby head with no extended beak. Its Spanish name of Vaquita supposedly means little cow in English. Pollution and predators like sharks have caused an impact to their numbers. But by far the worst thing to happen to them is, of course, humans. Illegal fisheries in the area use giant gillnets to catch the highly valuable totauba fish, amongst other things. Vaquitas have a high chance of becoming their unfortunate collateral damage. All attempts to relocate them or breed them in captivity have failed. They are considered the marine mammal that is most critically endangered, with less than 10 individuals thought to be alive as of this year. 2. Sakhalin Huskies. Sakhalin Huskies are a type of husky that is native to Sakhalin, a large East Russian island that's north of Japan. They have a super thick coat of fur in shades of brown, black, and red. Some kind of look like a miniature brown bear. During a Japanese expedition to Antarctica in 1958, there was a weather emergency, and the research team decided to leave behind 15 Sakhalin Husky sled dogs. They did this believing the next team would come shortly and would save them. They were chained up and left with some food. Unfortunately, a new team didn't arrive for almost a year. To the new team's surprise, there were still 2 dogs alive. Their names were Taro and Jiro, and they became famous overnight. After Taro's death, he was taxidermized and placed in the Hokkaido University Museum. There is not a lot of info on this breed's decline. I only found one possible reason for it. Apparently, they were very expensive to feed and ate tons of salmon. In order to save salmon for human use, lots of these dogs were killed off. My own theory is that this made them extremely unpopular, so they were crossbred to near extinction. As of 2015, there were only 7 pure-blood Sakhalin Huskies alive. And considering that was 7 years ago now, there are almost certainly less now. There isn't enough genetic diversity in the remaining dogs, so this breed will become extinct in the next 10 years, whenever the last surviving dog perishes. And number 1. Yangtze Giant Softshell Turtle. The Yangtze Giant Softshell Turtle is one of the largest freshwater turtles and used to be native to northern Vietnam and parts of southeastern China. It has a long, retractable head with eyes on top and a pig-like nose. It is mostly dark greens, yellows, and grays. Some of them have had shells that make a smooth transition into their neck and head. Adults are over 3 feet or 1 meter long and can weigh as much as 220 pounds or 100 kilograms. They like to stay deep underwater and only come up to breathe, so spotting them in the wild is a rare occurrence. This species has become almost completely destroyed. Humans in the area have killed them for food and alternative medicine for a long time. They have also lost a lot of their habitat, with even further habitat loss being planned by building dams. 2 old turtles in captivity were repeatedly tried to mate with each other. Every attempt ended with unviable eggs, and the female eventually died in 2020. Only 2 are confirmed to still be alive in the entire world. 1 in captivity in China, and 1 in the wild in Vietnam. Some people in the area claim to have seen another one in the wild, but it's currently unverified. Due to their reclusive nature, it's certainly possible that there's another one alive, if not more. But even with that possibility, their extremely low numbers, combined with the complete failure to breed more after many attempts, leaves little hope for this species. And that's the list. Every one of these species near extinctions have one thing in common: humans. We have always been the source of thousands of species' pain and suffering, and we will continue to be as long as greedy people exist. While it's possible some of these species will survive, it will require the Herculean effort of many people, and lots of time and money. As for others, extinction is coming, and it's inevitable. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily animal videos.